In this video, we are looking at the critical question of why Canada needs immigrants. There are a number of reasons for this trend, and we're going to be looking at three of those reasons. Now, for context, it's important to note that Canada has taken in tens and thousands of immigrants in the last several years and continues to do so. For example, in 2021, this is 2021, in 2021, it took in 401,000 immigrants, and this is by far the most immigrants it's taken in, and the most any Western country has taken in. And this number is expected to rise. Now, one of the key reasons for this is the expected retirement in the workplace, the baby boomer retirement that is on the horizon. The average age of the Canadian worker is contributing to these expected vacancies, and that age is 49, which is quite high, especially when compared to other Western countries like the US and the UK and Germany and France and so forth. It's quite high. So Canada is expecting the shrinking workforce, and the expectation then is in the next 10 to 15 years, there will be quite a number of retirements. And those retirements are coming in critical sectors of the economy. So, for example, in IT, and if Canada is to remain a leader in this area, a global leader in this area, the IT industry has to be very robust. It's coming in education, it's coming in the health sector. In the wake of the pandemic, this sector really has to be robust and vibrant with qualified personnel to take care of the health of Canadians. It's coming also in the manufacturing sector, and this is actually the mainstay of the country. And as we know, Canada manufactures a lot of products, electronics, cars, and planes that are used all over the world. And so there has to be quite a number of qualified professionals in this sector. It's also coming in the construction industry. And if you're going to bring in that many immigrants, well, then this industry really has to be vibrant as well and robust to meet the demand for housing, for residential housing, but not just residential housing, for commercial structures as well that will meet the demand for the rise in entrepreneurism and the companies and organizations and other initiatives. And so that's where immigrants come in. And so normally a country will look towards the ranks of graduating college students and university students to fill this need. But Canada looks towards immigrants for this need because it simply doesn't have the human resources. And so here we talk about skilled immigrants that come through a rigorous process where age is so critical. The younger you are, the more chances you are to qualify. Your post-secondary experience is very important as well as professional work experience. And because most of the programs in the country, the big programs, are free and based on tax contributions, it's important for these immigrants to be young, to give them opportunity to work and contribute to the tax base as well. So an immigrant comes here at 25 or 30, he or she works for 30, 35 years, and that's a long time to contribute to the tax base. And then, of course, the educational experience is very critical as well. The educational work experiences are very critical in this regard because they go to support the capacity and contribute to the sustainability of the workplace. Another reason why Canada looks towards immigration is the decline in birth rate. And it's important to note here that Canada sits at the bottom in terms of, in this area, when compared to other Western countries, like the US and UK and so forth. Now, it wasn't always this way. And if we look at the statistics in a 59-year period, you would see a story of where Canada started off quite well with 4 kids per family in 1960s, and started off here, but then saw a steady decline. A steady decline up to this point, steady decline to 2019. And so currently the country sits at 1.47 kids per family. Now, when we take a look at this information and put it against that of other countries, we get a better picture of this decline. Now, take a look at Australia, that started below Canada in the 60s, below Canada in the 60s and had a spike just about here and went down and then went down, went up, and it's right here. And so that country sits at 1.66 kids per family. And when we take a look at the United States, then we see that it also started below Canada in the 1960s here, and had a spike here, and went down, had a spike here, and it's right here. So it sits at 1.70. So this gives us a pretty good sense of where we were as a country in 1960 and where we are today as a country in 2019 and moving forward. So the decline is quite significant. And this is one of the reasons for the pursuit of qualified and skilled immigrants. The final reason here is the educational system, the capacity of the educational system. Now, Canada's educational system is one of the best in the world, and one of the is evidenced by the number of international students that come to the country, but it simply doesn't have the capacity to put out graduates in sufficient numbers to meet the needs, economic needs of the country. And again, that's why the need for immigrants to fill that gap. And Canada is number 9 in the world in terms of economic standing. So being in the top 10 is quite demanding and suggests that there has to be quite a number of professionals that will run the different sectors of the economy. And if the country wants to remain competitive and be a global leader and a country to be reckoned with economically and sustain its high GDP rate, it has to look towards immigrants to meet those needs.